A year ago, 11 former Atlanta teachers and school administrators were sentenced in what was labeled as the Atlanta Public Schools cheating scandal. If you don't remember it, please check out this clip.
11 educators are being sent to jail. They were sent right to jail right after the verdict was announced, which I thought was just absolutely horrible. Dr. Beverly Hall was facing up to 45 years in prison. She was previously the superintendent of the year. She was an accomplished woman who maybe did some things that she shouldn't have done in order to get the test scores up because, again, we put this heavy, stupid, ridiculous, borderline meaningless measuring stick on these schools and make them adhere to this in order to get their funding. And so I can see where the incentive to do what you got to do to get the money for your kids is going to occur. And it's not as if Atlanta's the only place this happened. Philadelphia and some other places around the country have had a very similar problem. And so rather than dealing with the system is the real culprit. The system is the real criminal in all of this. We rather focus on destroying the lives of individuals who are hardworking citizens, not a danger to society. I don't understand for 1 second why you would give a damn school teacher 5 to 20 years in prison unless they molested a child, unless they went out and shot somebody, unless they went out and robbed a bank. That's what state prisons are supposed to be for.
Most of the educators are free right now while they are appealing their convictions, but as of yesterday, 5 of those educators convicted can now resume their careers as teachers, even though their criminal sentences have not yet been served. That's because the state officials who oversee educational licensing don't necessarily take away a teacher's certificate when he or she is convicted of a crime, even if it's a felony. Paul Shaw, Director of Educator Ethics at the Georgia Professional Standards Commission, which oversees certification, says they don't control employment. It's the school district's choice if they want to hire these educators or not. But in this case, only 3 of the convicted educators had their licenses revoked and others had theirs suspended. And the suspensions are already finished, so they are certified to teach again. So how did the educators complete their suspensions and are appealing and hadn't yet served their sentences yet, right? Well, it's kind of tricky, but let's use former teacher Angela Williamson, who was convicted on racketeering and other felony counts. She was sentenced to 2 years in prison and 3 years on probation. After the trial, she was given a 2-year license suspension. It was backdated to end more than a year before the trial. So the Georgia Professional Standards Commission uses a retroactive license suspensions method that's like getting credit for time served. It's justified because educators lost jobs and paid during the investigation. Her attorney, Gerald Griggs, said that it is only fair because other teachers who actually pleaded guilty to cheating were allowed to keep teaching because they helped prosecutors in the case. So the question becomes, should any of the teachers who pleaded guilty or were convicted be able to teach in schools again, granted that they have felonies? I would love to hear what you think, so please leave a comment in the section below. Until next time, my friends, be blessed and be encouraged.